Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Okay, let's do. We were doing this topic. It was not completed yesterday, so I'm trying to complete this first. Children, if you remember, we were doing cloning vector, first artificial cloning vector that
PBR
we were.
322.
Yes, it was PBR 322. P stands for
Plasmid.
Plasmid.
Classmate.
plasmid. B and R were the name of the scientist.
Classmate.
B is what, children?
Bolivar.
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 Okay, and
Oliver.
R stands
Roderick.
for
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez. 322 is the code which was given to this plasmid. We need to remember this because this is the first. Remember. Now, this is very different. See this. See the structure of PBR 322. It has many restriction sites. Yesterday we counted it had 8 restriction sites. It has 2 antibiotic resistant genes. What are the 2 antibiotic resistant genes? One is ampicillin resistant gene and the second is your tetracycline resistant gene. Okay, see over here, what are the 2 resistant genes we have? Ampicillin resistant gene and second is your tetracycline resistant there and ROP. What was ROP I had told you about? What is
Protein.
Suitable
ROP?
application.
Yes, this is the protein needed for replication. Excellent. Now, beta, we need to have a way how to learn this structure. Okay, Milke will decide some technique how to learn this. See, very simple it is. First of all, listen to what I'm saying. You take this first section first. Ye wala part, upar wala. First, draw a circle, everybody. We'll circle. Inside the big circle, we'll draw a small circle. Concentric circles, what you called in mathematics. Do you remember?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we will draw 2 concentric circles. And in this small circle, you have to make 4 things. What are the 4 things? Listen carefully. The 2 resistant genes, that is which genes beta? Ampicillin resistant gene and tetracycline resistant gene. The third thing that you will draw in the smaller circle inside is it clear? When we start drawing first, we will make what circle? We will make a big circle. Inside the big circle, we'll make a small circle. Inside the small circle, we'll write 4 things. What are the two resistant genes which you will write, beta?
Ampicillin
Ampicillin resistant and tetracycline.
Yes, ampicillin resistant gene, and second is your tetracycline resistant gene. What is the third thing which is written?
ROP.
ROP.
ROP. ROP is the protein needed for
Replication.
Replication.
Yes, it is the protein which is needed for replication. And what is ORI?
Origin of replication.
Site for replication.
Site.
Yes, it stands for origin of replication. Now we'll together make out some way to learn this. Then we'll see कि आपको कितना याद हुआ. These days सबसे पहले ऊपर वाला लेते हैं, this part. Border पे there is a lot of tension.
India and
China.
India and
Pakistan.
India and China.
Yes, India and China. So let's talk about India as Hindustan and China. So सबसे top priority for the country this time is Hindustan-China relations. This is how we will try to learn. Who started this dispute first? Hindustan or China?
China.
So C will be given as Roman number 1. Clear? And हिंद तो बहुत लास्ट में हम आते हैं, वी डोंट गेट इनटू फाइट्स. सेकंड ऑप्शन हम लेते हैं कि थिंग्स शुड बी सॉर्टेड आउट पीसफुली. अगर वो नहीं होता है तब हमने अपना आर्मी को वहां पे लगाया. सो हिंद विल बी 3. सेकंड ऑप्शन वाज पीसफुल कन्वर्सेशन, जो नहीं काम आया. सो वी हैव टेकन द ऑप्शन एज 3. सो फर्स्ट बॉक्स एवरीबडी इज क्लियर. वी आर गोइंग टू टेक एज C and H. C over here is CLA. I'll tell you ये CLA क्या होता है, इको क्या होता है, I'll tell you later, but आपको लर्न नहीं करना है. It is not there in your syllabus, though I'll tell you what does CLA mean, but you don't learn. चलो अभी very quickly. First box will show CLA and Hind. Hind which one?
3.
Hind 3. Hind? Yes, Hind 3. Now we'll move on. We are going clockwise. Chalo, we come to this second one. Okay, let's come over here. Now, A, B, C, D आता है. So A, first part is already done. A में हमारा ये part हो गया. This is your B part. So come to this. B. B is your second one, that is BAM H1. Which is the next side that you have to learn? Quickly tell me.
BAM
H1.
This you have to learn. I don't know which original method you will derive, what you will do, but we'll have to learn, children. So this is BAM H1 in the same department over here, in the same section. You have to take one more, that is SAL1. Which is the next two you will take? BAM H1 and SAL1. Now tell me of a way to learn these. First section to Hindustan China हो गया. Second section कुछ ऐसा ही सोचो. Give name. Come on, you're such creative children. सोचो कुछ. Nothing. B and S. You can't think of anything about B and S.
हम biology students.
चलो, very good, excellent. We got a clue. Biology students हमेशा सबसे आगे रहते हैं. They are always number 1, and they are Hindustanis also. So we'll take it as BAM H1 and student number 1. So BS is BAM H1 and SAL1. Clear, everybody? What was the first one? First box?
China, India.
China and India.
China and India.
China and India to clue hai. Keep speaking the names also. It is Clavan and Hind 3. Speak.
Clavan and Hind 3.
Clavan and Hind 3.
Come to the second box. It is BAM H1 and SAL1. What is this happening? Please mute. BAM H1 and SAL1. Clear, everybody? Chalo. Let's move on to the third box. This has to be empty. Number 3 is not shubh, not auspicious. Isko khali chhod do. Leave number 3. Come to number 4 now. Over here, we have another one, that is PVU 2. You also have physics, na? Bio students also have physics. So let's remember like this, something like this. This is PVU 2. Ab 1 to ho gaya, so 1 ke baad we need to come to 2. So This is which one? PVU2. Tell me the next one after BAM and SAL.
PVU2.
PVU2. Tell me everybody. PVU.
PVU2.
PVU2.
Yes. Then you leave 2 boxes or 3 boxes. That is all your choice. You can leave again blank. If you want, you can leave 2 or leave 3. But minimum 2 छोड़ना because यहाँ पे 1 छोड़ा था. So either make it 2 or make it 3. That is all your choice. Now we come to this. PVU के बाद we are moving on to, tell me, PST1. Which is the next one? PST1. PST1 के बाद again the same one, यही वाला same, but PVU2 की जगह we are going to name it as PVU1. PVU1 के बाद we know very close to this Indochina here is this. This is Eco R1. This one. This one is what? This is your Eco R1. So let me revise very quickly. We have a bada wala circle, we have a chota wala circle. Inside this chota wala circle, we have 4 things. Name the 4 things.
Ampicillin resistant gene, tetracycline resistant
OD
gene,
site,
ROP.
ROP.
So we are done. We need to have 4 here and we need to name the 8 endonuclease sites outside. The first one was Clav1, Hind2. Oh, sorry, Hind3. Which was the first box over here? What will you name it as?
Clav1, Hind3.
Hind2. Hind3. This is
BAMH1,
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 SAL1. Then we will leave 1 box free. Then next is
PVU2.
second.
PVU2. Then we'll leave at least 2 boxes here. You can make 3 also. Then is PST1. After PST1 it is?
PVU first.
PVU1.
And then very close to this China here, you have this. That is which one?
Eco R1.
So after I discuss the next part, then I'll again come back to this and ask you, let me see how many you are able to learn. Let's discuss this structure. Again, a reminder, we are discussing the structure of cloning vector PBR322. It has 8 restriction endonuclease sites. Beta, this comes as a 1 marker question, so be very careful. How many restriction endonuclease sites?
8.
Okay, let us name them. Clav1, keep counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got all the 8 sites?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you count with me?
Yes, ma'am.
This is 1, 2, 3, BAM is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's revise quickly. We are doing the structure of PBR322. It has got 8 restriction sites. But when I started teaching you, I told you we should have only 1 restriction site. If you remember, I told you in the beginning, let me go back and tell you, I told you, ki beta, we should have only 1 restriction site. Because if we have many restriction sites, then one problem comes. Okay? There is a problem which comes if we have many restriction sites. What is the problem which comes? See this. I had told you this.
Ma'am, OD sites may get damaged.
Yes, beta. See, I had told you we should have only 1 restriction site because your OD site may get damaged, your markers may get destroyed, your gene of interest may get destroyed. So here we should have only 1 restriction site. This is what I had told you. But in PBR322, we have how many restriction sites?
8 restriction sites.
8. Now listen carefully. And the most important thing is all 8 names are endonucleases, the one which I did with you, Hind3, Cla, all that, but none of them is repeated. Can you see? All 8 are there, but none of them is being repeated. Matlab what? Each one will cut at its own 1 site only. Means it can be cut with 8 restriction endonucleases, but each will cut only at 1 place. कोई भी restriction endonuclease repeat नहीं हो रहा है. अच्छा, अब इसको समझते हैं. Supposing you are exposing your or this Hind3, तो वो सिर्फ यहाँ पे कट करेगा. Hind3 और कहीं पे है पूरे में देखो. Do you find Hind3 anywhere?
No, ma'am.
No. So वो यहाँ पे कट करेगा Hind3. Supposing you are exposing it to PBU2, और कहीं पे PBU2 दिख रहा है?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
So it will cut only at this point. Let's talk about PBU1. It will cut only at this point. तो why बेटा? ये तो हमने खुद बनाया ना. This is your first artificial cloning plasmid. तो हमने 8 restriction sites वाला plasmid क्यों बनाया होगा?
Ma'am, so that whichever is available, we can cut.
Excellent. Whichever is available, that we can use that. And why did we not repeat any of them? Tell me why. Why did we not repeat any of them?
Ma'am, if it would get repeated, then OD site will get damaged.
Because if we repeat it, the cutting will be done at 2 places. If I use this HindIII at 3 places, so if I'm using this endonuclease HindIII, the cutting will be at 3 places. Your markers may get destroyed, your OD site may get destroyed. So we have taken better options. अगर ये मिल जाए तो well and good. We are going to use this. वो यहाँ पे cut कर देगा. If this is not available, I can use this. वो यहाँ पे cut करेगा. So the main thing to understand over here is, children, we have 8 sites, but remember, each one, but none of them is being repeated. So each one will cut at its own one site only. It means that it can be cut with 8 restriction endonucleases, but each will cut only at one place. It is not that we have 8, so we are cutting with all 8 and then 8 pieces we are doing. We are not doing that. You have 8 options. You can select any one out of these 8 endonucleases. So now we come to this, जो 1 marker questions आते हैं, which I put it in a box. These are very important. We are going to learn it very quickly. How many restriction sites in PBR 322?
8.
8.
I'll try to make you learn in the class only. How many markers?
2.
2 markers.
2 markers. And both of them are antibiotic resistant genes, that is ampicillin resistant gene or tetracycline resistant gene. How many ORI sites?
1.
1 origin.
And how many ROP? How many ROP?
1.
1.
If you remember, these 4 things were in the chota wala circle that I did. The markers, the ORI site and the ROP were in the small circle, and these 8 restriction sites were in the bigger circle. Okay, let's try. Oh, today Utkarsh, Vivek, effect of my calls. Let me see how many restriction sites you can remember. I'll start the first one. I'm going to name the first one CLA1. Come on, start. It's a challenge. Let's see how many you remember. CLA1 is done.
HindIII.
HindIII.
In 3.
Chalo, one by one. HindIII, okay, 2 are done.
Ma'am, BAMH1.
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 Three are
Sal
done.
one.
Cell1.
Four are done. 4 are done.
PBU2. PBU1.
PBU2,
P
5.
Then
first.
PSP1, then
PST1 and
PVU1.
EcoR1.
PVU1 EcoR1.
And EcoR1. So how many restriction sites, beta?
8.
8 restriction sites.
8. How many markers?
2 markers.
2 markers.
So very quickly, I'm again going back to this was my last topic that I started. We are doing vectors, PBR 322. You have one only in your syllabus. Only this one is there in your syllabus. You have this figure also in your books. PBR, P stands for, chalo jaldi batao before I move on to the next topic. Yes, P
Plasmid.
stands for plasmid, B stands for,
Bolivar.
Bolivar.
and R stands for,
Rodriguez.
322 is a 322 is the code which is given to plasmid. What is special about PBR 322? What is special?
First artificial
It is the first
cloning.
It is
artificial
first
cloning plasmid.
artificial cloning vector.
Cloning plasmid. Excellent. It is the first artificial cloning plasmid. It had 8. First we'll draw a bigger circle, then we'll draw a smaller circle. Inside this smaller circle, we'll have these 2 markers, if you can see, resistant genes. You've got this site, you've got 1 ROP, and you've got 8 restriction endonuclease sites. What we need to remember is all 8 names are endonucleases, but none of them is repeated. That means each one will cut at its own one site, means it can be cut with 8 endonucleases, but only at one place. How many restriction sites?
8.
8.
How many markers?
2.
How many ORI sites?
1.
1.
1.
How many ROPs?
1.
1.
Okay. Now I'm telling you about this part, but you need not learn this. Okay? No need to learn. Perfect vectors have all the features. all these features, matlab it should have restriction site, markers, ORI site, ROP, and it should be small also. So if you see this artificial one which we made, this is also small one. See, this is small also. It has all the features which are needed in a vector. So we will consider it as a perfect vector. Which vector? PBR 322. This is a
PBR
perfect
322.
vector. Because if they ask you as a question, why is PBR a perfect vector, you will mention that it has all these sites which are needed, all these things which are needed in a vector. Also, its size is also very small. So we consider it as a perfect vector. Now let's move on to these names of endonucleus. I told you 8 endonucleases just now. They have come from different bacteria. You need not learn this because this is not there in your syllabus. But in case you want to enhance your knowledge, you can always do it later. HindIII is Haemophilus influenzae. Remember, this is the first isolated restriction endonuclease we did was HindII. You remember?
Yes,
First
ma'am.
isolated one was
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. In the 2.
In the 2.
हाँ, तो HindII के बाद ये वाला डिस्कवर हुआ था HindIII. This is the name Haemophilus influenzae. HindIII stands for Haemophilus influenzae. Then BAM H1 comes from Bacillus aemylolegin. SAL1 is Streptomyces albus. There is no strain over here. PRU2, PRU2, Proteus vulgaris. PST is Providencia stratiae. EcoR1, so I think everybody knows. It is E. coli. CLA1 is
Ma'am,
Cariphenol
it was
latum.
PBU or PRU?
Beta, which one? We have both, na? This is PRU, I told you. Proteus vulgaris. PRU.
Okay.
Okay, now you don't have to learn this. Again, I'm telling you, there is no need to learn the name of the bacteria from where it is extracted. Very quickly, I'm going to revise this, then I'll share my next screen with you. We were doing vectors, children. Vectors are DNA or RNA. Most of the cases, they are DNA molecules which can carry a foreign DNA segment and can replicate inside a host cell. Characteristic for a vector, I mean, what qualities should a vector have? The first one, it should be able to replicate. For replication, it should have which sites?
ORI site.
So we had done this example. If you want to introduce insulin producing gene into E. coli, you use the vector. Which vector you used?
Plasmid.
Plasmid. So when E. coli, this will replicate, automatically your gene of interest will also replicate. Second thing which is needed is your ROP, protein for replication. This protein goes and binds with which sites?
ORI site.
ORI site.
So that who can recognize that site?
DNA
DNA
polymerase.
polymerase.
DNA polymerase can recognize them. Third thing, it should have at least one selectable marker. Any one is needed. There are many genes which act as selectable markers. You have 2 options over here. First selectable marker can be an antibiotic resistant gene and second can be an enzyme producing gene. अच्छा बेटा ये बताओ in PBR 322 हमने कौन सा वाला marker लिया? First वाला और second वाला?
First antibiotic resistant gene.
First.
So,
Antibiotic.
I will also be sharing with you in my next lecture that how these markers work. How with the help of a marker आप पता लगा लेते हो that your gene is inserted or not or where it is, okay? In the next class, I'll be taking up this part only with you, that how these markers help us. So we have taken these antibiotic resistant genes. I also told you about an example where this can be used as a marker. Normally the gene which is used for enzyme producing is which gene, beta?
LACZ.
LACZ.
And which enzyme it secretes?
Beta
galactosidase.
Galactosidase.
Okay, the third thing which is very important is restriction site. It is better we have only one restriction site, because if we have many restriction sites then and all of them start cutting. Supposing I take Hind over here and sab jagah Hindi laga diya. Then what will happen? This plasmid will cut at so many places. So if it will cut at so many places, all your things will get damaged. Restriction sites will get damaged. Even your markers will get destroyed. So it is better we have only one gene which can open. From here, यहाँ से cut कर दो. It opens, it becomes a linear structure. फिर आपका desired gene इसमें insert हो जाएगा. I'll also be taking up in one of the videos कि ये insert होने के बाद क्या होता है, how it attaches. It should be small in size. This is the fifth quality of a vector. So we did PBR 322. It had all the 5 things which are needed in a vector. The 5 things I put it in a box: restriction sites, markers, oocyte, ROP. And the fifth thing which it should have is that it should have all the features. That means it is small also. Clear, everybody? I'll give you 1 minute. Try and give me the names. Chalo, I've drawn a bigger circle. I've drawn a smaller circle. Inside the smaller circle, what 4 things will I write?
Aminocycline and the
Ampicillin
resistant
gene,
gene,
tetracycline,
Oocyte, ROP, ampicillin
Excellent.
resistant gene.
Excellent. And 8 endonucleases, please name them.
Ma'am, Clav1,
Hind,
Clav1, Hind3, PBU1,
N3,
PBU1, BAMH1,
Cell
Cell1,
then
EcoR1,
PBU
CFP1.
first.
then PBU first, I think, and then E4I1.
Very good, very good. Too good. Excellent you are. What are the 5 things which are needed for a vector to be called as an efficient vector? Quickly tell me.
Ma'am, ability to replicate.
Ability to replicate, ROP, it should have
one ROP,
one marker,
one selective
small
marker,
site,
one restriction site, and it should be small in size.
Small.
and it should be small.
Excellent. Now see what I'm trying to see. Now you will insert your gene of interest into a host. बेटा हम ऐसा नहीं कर सकते कि हम gene of interest को किसी भी host में डाल दें. First, your host has to prepare itself. It has to be ready to accept the gene. Every host cannot accept a gene. Such hosts which can accept genes, we call them as competent hosts. Okay, learn this word. What is this word? Speak out the word. Which kind of a host?
Competent.
Competent host. Competent host means the host in which your desired gene will replicate. In all hosts, if you insert your gene of interest, वो replicate नहीं करेगी. It will replicate only in some host only. Such hosts are known as competent hosts. So when I use the word competent host, it means the host in which your desired gene will replicate. Clear, everybody? Tell me what is a competent host?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the host
A host in which the desired gene will
will replicate.
Okay. But ये ready-made नहीं आते हैं. You have to make your host competent. How to make your host competent? You have to ensure that you have to do it. The host automatically is not competent. You have to prepare it in such a way that it is ready to accept the gene and ensure that the gene is replicating. Now, let me tell you about competent hosts. Competent hosts, we can use both prokaryotes and eukaryotes. In prokaryotes, E. coli is the most commonly used competent host. Again, a 1-marker question. Name the most common competent host used in prokaryotes.
E. coli.
E. coli.
E. coli.
If I talk about eukaryotes, we can take animal cell, plant cells, and of course fungus also. The most common fungus we use is yeast. The most competent fungus as a competent host which is used is which one?
Yeast.
Yeast. So you will see normally in maximum cases we insert a gene of interest in E. coli. If you remember first example I gave you, there also we had used E. coli, plasmid. So E. coli is the most competent common host which is used in prokaryotes. In eukaryotes we have certain animal cells, plant cells and fungus cells. If it is fungus, then the most common competent host is your yeast. Now, how to make your host competent? Clear, everybody? This is very important. How to make your host competent? Or the question comes as how to create a competent host organism or how to make a competent host organism. There are many methods. Okay, before I tell you the methods, what do you mean by competency? Competency means the ability to take up a foreign DNA and to ensure that the DNA replicates. Is it okay for everybody? Competent host, a host which can accept a foreign DNA and ensure कि वो DNA replicate होता रहे. So what is competency? If it is asked, what do you mean by competency of a host? It means the power,
ability of a host to receive a
foreign DNA and ensure its replication. So there are many methods that we will use to make your host competent. The first method which I'm going to discuss with you is your chemical method. Okay, tell me the name of the first method.
Chemical
Chemical
method. Today's topic is very easy. We are only going to take up this small topic, how to make your host competent. And the first method is chemical method. देखो बेटा, सबसे पहले तो यू नीड टू हैव, इफ यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट अ प्लांट सेल, तो सबसे पहले सेल वॉल को रिमूव करना। इज इट ओके? I had already told you how to remove cell wall, which enzymes have to be used to remove cell wall, what has to be used to remove plasma membrane. याद है या भूल गए?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Fine.
ma'am.
So we know how to remove a cell wall. So when you get a cell without a cell wall, what is it called? A cell, plant cell without
Protoplast.
cell wall, protoplast. Excellent.
Protoplast.
So the first thing जो आपको बनाना है, that is a protoplast. What is a protoplast? Look everybody. A plant cell or a cell without cell wall is what we
Cell
call
wall.
as a protoplast. So first thing that you need to create is what? First thing that you need to create is
Protoplast.
Protoplast.
protoplast. मतलब first thing आपने क्या remove कर दिया?
Cell wall.
Cell wall.
Cell wall.
Yes, very good. So first thing in the chemical method that you're doing is, we are doing which method? We are doing chemical method. In the chemical method, the first thing we will do is we will obtain a protoplast by digesting the cell wall by using enzymes. I am not going to repeat the name of the enzymes. I have already done it. So after the cell wall is done, first, after the cell wall is removed, now your cell is called what, beta?
Protoplast.
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 Now let's move on to the second step. Now your cell, when I say cell now, I mean the cell without the cell wall. That means I'm talking about the protoplast. Now your cell is treated with divalent ions. Everybody knows what are divalent ions?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, chemistry you've done, valency 2. The question arises, why we treat them with divalent ions? Because देखो बेटा, cell wall we have already broken. Now what is left next is your plasma membrane. Clear? Your DNA has to enter, your foreign DNA has to enter the plasma membrane. Cell wall to dissolve ho gayi, no issues now. But your DNA has to enter the next membrane of a plant cell, which is your plasma membrane. We know that the nature of plasma membrane is hydrophobic. What is the nature of plasma membrane?
Hydrophobic.
Hydrophobic. And why is the nature hydrophobic? Because of the presence of a phospholipid bilayer. If we talk about the plasma membrane, there is a bilayer of phospholipids. It is because of the presence of this phospholipid bilayer that your plasma membrane is hydrophobic in nature. अब problem कहाँ पे आती है? Plasma membrane is hydrophobic. वो किसी भी charged particle को अंदर नहीं जाने देगी. Okay? Because its nature is what? Its nature is hydrophobic. And DNA has a charge. DNA has a negative charge. So the problem comes here, that the negative charge particle cannot pass through these hydrophobic plasma membrane. We cannot allow the DNA directly to enter the plasma membrane. The reason is, what is the nature of plasma membrane, children?
Hydrophobic.
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 And why is it hydrophobic? Because of the presence of which layer?
Phospholipid bilayer.
Phospholipid layer.
Phospholipid layer. So, and this, because of this nature hydrophobic, it will not allow anything negative charge to enter. And problem kahan pe aa raha hai? Your problem has what? Your DNA has what charge?
Negative.
Negative charge.
So negative charge particle cannot pass through a hydrophobic plasma membrane. So what do? We add divalent ions. Mainly what we add is calcium. Which are the divalent ions which are generally used? Beta over here.
And calcium.
Calcium.
Calcium. Okay, we are going to
Calcium.
use which ions? We are going to use calcium ions. What will these ions do? They will increase the permeability of your plasma membrane. So if the permeability of plasma membrane is now improved, so the DNA will move in and your gene is inside now. It will enter the cell and attach itself to the host DNA. Now your gene is able to enter the cell because the plasma membrane has become permeable because of the presence of which ions?
Calcium.
Divalent.
Calcium.
Yes, calcium ions. The second method to make your host competent is your shock treatment method. What do we do in a shock treatment method? उसको
We
heat
give a
shock
shock.
देते हैं. We give a heat shock. Heat shock कैसे लगता है? People from very cold countries, if they come to India, तो उनको heat shock की तरह लगती है. But हमको नहीं लगती है. Why? Because they have come from a cold area to a hot area. So we are taking the shock treatment like this. The cells are first put on ice blocks. Fine. And then they are shifted to hot conditions around how much temperature? 42 degrees Celsius. आइज से उठा करके डायरेक्टली, यस बेटा,
मैम प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन भी तो ब्रेक कर सकते थे लाइपेसेस और प्रोटीसेस यूज करके।
बेटा प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन कैन बी ब्रोकन डाउन बाय लाइपेजेस, हमें ब्रेक नहीं करनी है, हमें सिर्फ परमिएबल बनानी है। वी डोंट हैव टू ब्रेक
तो
द
मैम
मेम्ब्रेन, क्योंकि हमें होस्ट को
यूज
सरवाइव
होगा।
कराना है ना। पार्डन?
अच्छा
हमें
मैम
होस्ट को सरवाइव करना है, वी नीड टू हैव अ डीएनए रेप्लिकेशन इनसाइड द सेम होस्ट, सो उसको परमिएबल बनाना है हियर। आप अभी आगे पढ़ोगे तो आप देखोगे कि एक एक्स्ट्रा प्रोटेक्शन मेम्ब्रेन हम आर्टिफिशियली क्रिएट करेंगे सेल वॉल की जगह बाद में, आफ्टर योर फॉरेन डीएनए हैज एंटर्ड। शॉक ट्रीटमेंट में सेल्स आर फर्स्ट पुट ऑन व्हाट बेटा?
आइस ब्लॉक,
आइस
Ice
ब्लॉक,
block.
एंड देन
Ice block.
एकदम से उसको हीट कर दिया। एट व्हाट टेम्परेचर?
42 degrees.
42 डिग्री
42 डिग्री। अब वो हीट पे आया, फिर वापस उसे यू ब्रिंग इट बैक टू आइस अगेन, अगेन ब्रिंग इट टू हॉट। देखो यहाँ पे सी, कोल्ड हॉट, कोल्ड हॉट, दिस इज शॉक ट्रीटमेंट। CH that I've written in short is cold में, then hot, then again cold, then again hot. This treatment is called as shock treatment. By this treatment, your gene will go and bind to your host DNA. Gene will go and bind to your host DNA. The first method was your chemical method that we did. Then we have done this shock treatment method. Host cell multiplies now and the DNA will also multiply. Let's move on to the next method. This is again a very simple method, physical method. The third method I'm taking up is which method? Physical method. This method is also known as the micro-injection method. What is the other name for physical method over here?
माइक्रो इंजेक्शन,
Micro injection.
Micro injection.
इसमें कुछ नहीं है, माइक्रो मीन्स बहुत थोड़ा सा एंड इंजेक्शन, बहुत थोड़ा सा डीएनए लो and it is directly injected into the nucleus of an animal cell. This method is called as your micro injection. Micro injection method is used for animal cells. Remember, micro injection method is used for animal cells. But if you want to use a plant cell, तो हम लोग micro injection method use नहीं करेंगे. We will use this method biolistics, or the other name is gene gun method. What is the other name of biolistics?
Gene gun.
Gene gun method.
Gene gun.
So in animals, you were in what is the physical method used for animals? It is micro injection. Which is the physical method used for plants? It is going to be biolistic or gene gun method. What do we do in this method? We take the plant cells and bombard them with high velocity microparticles. Bombard them means hit them with a lot of force, and high velocity particles are coming. These particles are either taken of gold or tungsten and they are coated with DNA. Can anybody tell me हमने gold and tungsten ही क्यों लिया होगा DNA coating के लिए?
मैम बिकॉज
Yes.
gold is like noble metal.
Excellent. If you talk about your reactivity series, gold and tungsten, they will not react. They will not change the property of DNA at all. They are noble metals. So you can simply coat them with these two metals, gold or tungsten. We have taken speed particles. किसकी speed particles? We have taken gold and tungsten particles. We coated them with a foreign DNA and उसको बहुत जोर से hit कर दिया with the plant cell. So when this particle will go and hit, the DNA will automatically enter your plant cell because it is going with a very high velocity. But this method cannot be used with animals. We cannot hit an animal cell with such a high velocity. उसकी death हो जाएगी. So we use which method? Tell me which method is used for animals?
Micro
Micro-injection.
Micro injection.
Micro-injection. So physical method for animals is micro-injection. Physical method for plants is biolistics or gene gun method. In gene gun method, we take the plant cells which have to be used and we bombard them with high velocity microparticles of gold or tungsten. They are coated with DNA. Okay. Now, I'm not taking this. I'm taking the last one with you very quickly. This is the disarmed pathogen vector method. Okay. Disarmed pathogen vector method. What do we do this? Vectors which cause infection are used to infect the cell. Same beta cells को use करो, same vectors जो infection cause करते हैं, उन्हीं के through you insert your foreign DNA. What will happen? Mainly the ones which are used are, which are the ones? Retrovirus, ये नाम याद करो, बहुत important है. Retrovirus, papillona virus and adenovirus. Speak quickly.
Retrovirus, papillomavirus, and adenovirus.
Adenovirus. They are used in animals, and in plants it is which one? Agrobacterium. Which one is it? Agrobacterium. Let me explain the last one to you. Disarmed pathogen vector method. In this